Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Emmett Thomas. It's episode 2 of the ET Perspective, and since I got a lot of good responses on the first podcast featuring Jonetta, this is kind of gonna be like a continuation of that. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about sexual assault, things of that nature, so we're gonna keep it going. So in this episode, got something special for y'all. We have three black men basically discussing sexual trauma and exposure that we face early in our lives, in our hoods, in our communities, in the cities, whatever you want to call it. And basically how that shapes a lot of black men, because what we don't talk about is black men's sexual trauma or black men's exposure in the psyche in our hoods as to what sex, how sex affects us and what it does. So that's kind of gonna be the topic for today. You have three men here. You got my blood brother, age 26, 27. My blood brother grew up in the same house as me, same hood, all that. Then on the phone, you got my cousin, who's 30. You in your early 30s, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, 32.
32.
Yeah, 32.
There we go. So you got a 21-year-old, a 27-year-old, and a 32-year-old discussing our early childhood when it comes to sex and how men view sex growing up and how we got exposed to it so early. And I know we're just three out of thousands, probably even millions of black men all around the country who've dealt with this kind of thing. So my first question, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, fellas. That cool with you, Keith? It's cool with you? It's cool with you, Jeremy?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and go ahead and get into it. My first question is, so were you exposed? Did you have sexual trauma growing up, or exposed to sex early in your life or childhood? Jeremy, I'll let you pop it off. I'll let the oldest one pop it off.
We'll go into
okay. Hey, I would say I'm somewhat an OG on the line a bit. So unfortunately, sexual trauma, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, how far we going with the Emmett. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you really want me to kind of uncover? Get out the bag?
We unfiltered. Say whatever, man. We ain't playing shit.
So,
Fuck it.
So yeah, man. So 7 years old, kind of basically my whole world just changed.
Mm-hmm.
Because my sexual assault trauma wasn't like a, Tyler Perry, Charlamagne the God situation, the opposite sex. It was the same sex. So that was confusing and all of that type of stuff. So I'm like, oh man, like first and foremost, since I'm not on, the camera with you guys, I'm not the biggest cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Not a big guy. Not a big guy.
Yeah. So I can be easily folded up, and then on top of it, I'm not a confrontational guy. I can, blend in and fit in, so I don't want no smoke.
Right.
So like I'm 7 and, it's a family oriented situation. And so I'm like, man, how do I, if I ever were to say something, like, what do I say? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so it messed me up. Since you said it's filtered or whatever,
No, I said unfiltered.
Unfiltered, bet. So since I got, a wife and some kids and things of that nature, like I want to, check my words, but I'm just gonna be 100 with y'all. Cause you my fan, basically, man. It was fucked up. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, like keep it about.
I'm like, dude, like you a dude.
Yeah.
And so I'm 7, you 10-ish, 9, 10, 11. So it's like you have an idea from somewhere, like how you're doing what you're doing to me.
Right.
So like it's like as I look back on it, it's like, dang, man, like hurt people do hurt people. So
sure.
Yes, I do have, some empathy in that regard. But then at the same time, it's like,
right from wrong.
We left at the house alone. So probably as we get further in the convo, the biggest thing, man, like when you unsupervised, man, kids, curiosity happens. So if you have things that happen to the kids, they trying it on the other, all those things. So man, it's tough. I'm thankful. And I'm just, I'm not condoning that. I'm excited that it happened to me because it opened me up to sex too early, as a lad, as a kid, man.
Right.
But I'm thankful there was no penetration and things of that nature. It was just basically like, you know what I'm saying? I try to make it light and funny, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, just mess with my cakes. You know what I'm saying? It told me don't say nothing, and you know, and all of this or whatever, just seeming all on my leg, and I'm like, hey, how supposed to move? How supposed to move with this, bro? How supposed to move?
That ain't it.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, unfortunately, assault wise, like telling me like you better not say nothing, just that bully, that heavier spirit of like, hey man, you better not say a word.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that it happened to me early on, man, and it just rocked me from there on out. Up until now.
Right. And we gonna come back to that. And this is another thing, just disclaimer, if y'all see us, you know, making light out of pain or laughing on some shit, that's what niggas do. That's what black people, we gonna, whatever pain we got, we gonna make it funny. We gonna try to, you know, laugh through the pain, joke through it. So don't be like, that's how, so don't look at it. And it's all family too. Like a lot of this stuff with Jeremy, you know, we didn't find out this even happened until recently ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to commend you for even coming on here and being able to say some shit like that. Most dudes,
for sure, man,
most dudes
it
get, you know, most dudes. It
got to be uncovered. It got to be uncovered. But because I am a music guy, and I'm a R&B dude, I can't help but to not, you know, ignore the R. Kelly situation. And it hurt me in a whole lot of levels, because let's just be honest, since we family, it could have been a possibility that I could have been him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like as big as him, and had a, you know, in the rooms, and from the standpoint, I could have easily been him if my stuff wasn't, you know, dealt with from the start, or basically God had another lane for me. You know what I'm saying? So it hurt that this dude
that was his outcome.
Is mixed up in this. Yeah, because it's like they didn't kill the beast earlier. You see what I'm saying?
And that's what happens with black men. This is the thing, which is common amongst the world we live in. But nobody give a fuck about us. They never have. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to what we've been through, things of that nature, like, bro, which I ain't gonna go off too far on a tangent. I want to keep it, you know, where it is. But you know, let's be honest. When it comes to sexual trauma, hell, me and Keith being young niggas, seeing a nigga get shot in front of our house, PTSD. We don't. Nobody cares about what we've seen, what we've been through. So that's just the common denominator in reality. So just to keep it on, you know, schedule. Keith, what about you, big bro?
Yeah, sexual trauma. So with me, sexual trauma, I didn't even know it was sexual trauma until now. To be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm gonna keep it a band. Cause you got, like, as a young child, I wanna say 6, 7, probably around the same age. It's really weird why it's the same age. But you know, I had an older girl, you know, bathing me, and you know, she was just playing with my penis, and I didn't understand it. You know, then, you know, she kind of played it off, oh, I'm washing it, da-da-da-da-da. But it definitely was something there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even discover jacking off yet. So I'm very confused.
Yeah. Like, right. That's it. You like, fuck, you know, because, and that's the thing, bro. Like, and not to cut you off, you can keep going. That's the thing, like, with me, like, when I came along, you know, I was that kid who, I was just, you know, I just minded my business, didn't really, you know, understand things. But when you see things that get exposed to something, you kind of, you know, you get curious. So it's a thing of, you don't.
It piques your consciousness.
Yeah, right. So for that to happen to you is, you know what I'm saying, that would definitely, you know, having a girl, you know, touch it, wee, whatever, you know, you like, damn, you know, it do something to your mind. It do.
Exactly, it do. It do, and then from that point, like you said, you get curious. You know, so I got curious at a young age when I didn't need to.
Right, and now both of y'all 6 and 7. Yeah. 6 and 7. We talking about 6. Nigga, we talking about 6. Since 6
and 7. Like, we supposed to be playing with Legos and, you know what I'm saying, big wheels.
Exactly. Yeah. The whole time you thinking, you thinking about, you know, the wrong stuff. So, with me, I guess to answer this question, I definitely didn't have no sexual trauma. I would say just wasn't, okay, well, once again, kind of what Keith said, I didn't know it was sexual trauma, so to speak.
Yeah.
Once again, around the same age, Keith probably remember this story over someone's house swimming. And you know, because I'm gonna be honest, I was a smart kid, so when I watched stuff and you know I could read early.
Damn
yeah,
smart.
y'all know I was a smart ass kid. You know what I'm saying? So I knew
borderline
genius,
knowing smart.
Yeah. So it's like
do certain things around it.
Yeah, I did. I knew a lot. So it's like, you know, I knew what the fuck was going on, what stuff was, but because of my older brother being exposed to stuff early, then you know, niggas in the hood, my god brother, people like that exposed to it early shit. I'm trying to follow suit. I'm trying to be like y'all.
Yeah.
Shit, y'all, you know, y'all getting played with me about 6, 7. Shit, I'm about 6, 7. Hell, I need to be doing something. That's just
each one teach one.
Right. So it was over. This happened once again. Like he said, you know, we'll definitely touch on this. Like I said in the last episode, my parents, they were real good about, you know, policing and watching stuff when it came to adults. But when it came to, you know, folks your age, we wasn't, what we gonna talk about?
No regulations.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm outside or down the street or over someone else's house or over, you know, swimming, whatnot, whatever we doing, you know, your parents can't be everywhere. So we over here swimming, you know, we just got done. I done changed, and like Keith would tell you know, every time we was over that particular house, bro, it would always be us two and at least seven girls, 7, 8, 9 girls, bro. This is for some little boys who you know been exposed to seeing the wrong stuff. You know, you just it's wild. So we over there, and there's supervision, but there's not supervision, like. Cause you know
more of the kids stay in the back.
Yeah, y'all stay in the back and play. We up here doing what we doing, and that's how you know stuff get messed up. Now I will applaud my father because anytime he was around, he coming back, and I didn't understand it when I was younger. I mean, it's like every 3 minutes this nigga was coming. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Like, and we're like, damn, you know, we chilling, like you know, but you don't get it till you get older. But to keep it going on the course, man, we got done swimming. I'm changing because at the time, you know, as a Memphian, I was young, I was real little, so I didn't discover the whole slicing thing and you know swimming in basketball shorts and socks. So I was actually swimming like a you know a Slavic baby. I had the swimming trunks on, you know, no drawers underneath swimming trunks. You know, nigga, I was real Michael Phelps-ish in the pool with it that day. You know, I wasn't at my roots yet. You know, I was young. So I'm changing my swimming trunks, bro. And the older girl, I mean, she probably was about 3, 4 years older than me. Now, of course, me being me, coming into my own, I thought she was fine, very attractive. I had a crush on her, but she was older. Man, she came in there, man, got the kissing on me, feeling on me, playing with me. I'm talking about, I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm not gonna lie and act like I wasn't, but mind you, shit, I'm about what, Keith, 7, 8, 7, 8, yeah. And so this going on, and shit, when my brother and your little brother, Jeremy, come back, hell, they tell you, I'm bragging. I'm like, shit, man, y'all sit there, I got a story for y'all niggas, man. Hey, look, man, she came in here, boy, and you know, I'm I feel like that dude. I really felt like that nigga the whole time.
Yeah, because that's what it do for you.
That's what we born into. You know what I'm saying? Once you get exposed to this stuff so early, it starts that cycle. Once you get your first little taste, the first exposure, bro, it's like, man, oh, okay. Yeah. Now I gotta take it to the next level. I gotta do this. I gotta do that, and it just becomes a thing of it's like a race. Yeah, it's messed up, bro. So that's kind of how I got exposed to sex and I guess physical stuff with the other sex. Now, once again, people, just to put things into perspective for y'all, people watching and listening, a man that's 32, a man that's 27, and a man that's 21, all got exposed about 6 to 8 years old.
Yeah, before you even
really sexually mature.
You ain't hit puberty yet.
Yeah, you ain't got no hair. You don't know nothing about no. Yeah. So
so before your I guess your paradigm develops on how you see life and all of that, it's now foundationally rooted in a broken view of sex. A broken, exactly. especially from my standpoint, because again, unfortunately, you know, it happened early, okay? But mine is a dude. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And it's something you knew was wrong, but that's confusing.
Yeah, so I don't have the luxury to have bragging rights.
Oh yeah, that's some shit you ain't gonna talk about. That's some shit you ain't gonna talk about.
Yeah,
right.
So it's like it creates a huge dynamic in basically like what we're doing right now is it creates a dynamic that in the black community that is female on male, is male on male, is as which I have had the privilege to be in the same room as Dr. McSwain, like older siblings to younger siblings, like so in my space, I can't go, hey, man, what you call it? No, dog, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's confusing, so it's unfortunate, man. But like you said, all different ages right now, but around the same age is when it went down.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And that's the thing though. Like this ain't no and key to tell you, bro, like when we grew up, we had one of them neighborhoods where like, it was a bunch of people, his age group, bunch of people my age group, both little boys, girls, teenagers, all this. Everybody was kind of, you had a bunch of people. Anytime I went to a cousin house or anything, it was the same kind of neighborhood setup. So you was always surrounded by people your age or the opposite sex, same sex, whatever, no matter where we went. And the narrative was the same. I mean, when I went to school, bro, when I'm in elementary school, bro, we young. Folks that went to elementary school with me remember how we used to talk, what our lingo was in elementary school, cussing, like the same way I talk now. I was talking when I was about, Keith, when I started cussing.
You came out the womb, but anyway, no,
that was on some real shit.
It was baby talk.
Oh yeah, on some real, like you get exposed to stuff early, bro, and it just takes it to a spiral. I remember, a lot of dudes I went to elementary school with, we used to talk about sex and, feeling on a girl. But it was bad, bro. Like, that was the norm. It's norm. Like, man, we talking about fucking the whole time, bro. We 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade talking about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the early exposure really gets you to a point where
detrimental to us.
It's very detrimental. And on top of that, it's a thing of it's detrimental, but you gonna believe whatever you know is what you know. So me, for instance, going to Memphis City School, majority of my life being around niggas, or going with my brother, going to Overton, down all that stuff, I was always around, my people who kind of had a similar story to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So on the flip side, when I ended up going to Harding, it's like, damn, like y'all shit, like y'all, it's different. I had to adapt because I'm meeting dudes look just like me. They black. And, when they came to think of how they like a girl, bro, I'm 7th grade. Like, shit, you ain't gonna hit. You ain't gonna fuck. That's how I'm talking. And they looking at me like I'm crazy. They're like, nigga, what? Like, nigga, I'm waiting until I get married. I'm like, wait, married? Married? But that's really how it was going. Because the early exposure makes you think that certain things is normal. I only knew what I knew. Shit. That's all I knew. And that's basically the thing. So basically, the next question was gonna say, how did it affect y'all individually?
All right, so let me jump back in at the top because the confusion of it being a family member, basically a stepbrother, it's like, okay, all right, the way I was created, my internal makeup, ashy elbows and kneecaps, nah, I'm not digging it. You know what I'm saying? Like, assholes and elbows from a dude, I'm not digging. Like, I can't.
Right.
So I understand this, but that attraction, that level is not there. So what it did do is it just opened me up to like this. And I remember this vividly then, now, and to this day. What it did is say, okay, the two dudes situation, that's something else. Like, this happened to him, so he just basically acting this out. I get that. But what it opened me up to, he's enjoying this. So this act must be pleasurable. So because, I come from a single parent setup, like it was just me and my little brother, young brother. And so from that point, anytime I would hear moaning or whatever the case may be, anything in the sex space, my antennas was up.
Right.
So it opened me up to seeking out it, and around that time, let's see, 32, 7. So I probably was about. This probably was like, let's see, was it Keith 27?
Mm-hmm.
So this probably was like late 90s, early 2000, probably around this spot. So the internet was like here, but it wasn't like here to the point where we could navigate on it.
Right.
So when you get to school and stuff, they'll lock up codes and things like that, so you couldn't navigate on stuff in school. But if you got over somebody's house or things of that nature, and you got a hold of somebody's computer, you can kind of, fumble through some stuff. But what I got exposed to was this adult entertainment, you know what I'm saying, these videos, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh wow, so this what they keeping away. This what I can rock with. This man on woman situation here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's how you do that. Cool. Taking notes. Like, all right,
that's how it goes.
Exactly
that's how it goes.
Okay, boom. So what happens is, and I don't want to, hog this podcast, because
do your thing, bro. We got plenty of time.
But
I ain't tripping.
Yeah, I don't want to hog it, but I want my perspective to really kind of hang out like a sore thumb, because it's a dude. Because I want to get into a space.
Audience. That's what we need.
I want to get to the space of, the enemy. He's the author of confusion. Mm-hmm. So in my brain, I'm like, dog, I can't, gay, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not me. I can't rock that way. But it opened me up to this woman aspect, to be like, so now I'm objectifying them young. All I want is to experience what it really is. You see what I'm saying? That's all I want. That's my driving force.
And that's where we was going next with it. It was gonna be a thing of me early on, bro, in the hood, in the city, whatever you want to call it, communities, black neighborhoods, whatever. We get it when black men are exposed to this stuff early, bro. Like, it's a reason why dudes get to high school running through women, treating them we learn this
objects at that point.
That it becomes a thing of, it's not about the woman getting to know her, getting to know the bro. It's literally about, man, I'm trying to hit, I'm trying to do this to you, because you understand, you get exposed to it at an early age before you even have a full understanding of life. You get exposed to it early. Let's say, like you said, you first get exposed to it, then you start finding out about porn, things of that nature. You get onto that.
See that, but that what messes you up, because let's be honest, I don't care if it's Latino porn, it's black porn, it's white porn, whatever, it's anime. I don't care what it is. Ain't nobody sitting down at the dinner table like, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
The camera go straight to the spot. Let's get it on.
Exactly.
It's a wrap.
And that's the thing, you get this false sense of what it is.
False sense of what it's supposed to be.
As a coming as as a boy coming into manhood.
Yeah. So it messes you up in your relationship.
You starting to get, you going through puberty, hormones raging, all this stuff.
Raging. And
you like, shit, man, you trying to live out what you're saying. You trying to, you're literally, we get to the point where we literally reduce the bodies of the women in our communities to that sex thing. And for me, you gotta understand, thing with me and Keith, hell, when we have older girls that turn you out, that feeling like that expose you to that. Because Keith will tell you, I was always around older groups. That just, well, you know that too, Jeremy. I was always around older. So shit. I'm young. I'm trying to get down on. It's crazy, bro. Like, it's just kind of how it goes, though. So it's a thing of you're really reducing the bodies of women to just objects. Like, they not even people no more. They just what you see on your screen, what you got in your head, what you trying to do to them, and that's the issue. So, like you said, there ain't nobody at the dinner table. Ain't no conversation. It's just straight action, and that's all. That's all you grow to want.
Yep. Clothes fall off in 2 seconds, and it's on.
which is as you get older, and that's another thing, when you go through that kind of thing, you have to literally deprogram your mind.
Man,
like you gotta deprogram your mind. Like, you got to, like, bro, it was bad. Like, I didn't care about, like, I'm talking about high school, bro. It was bad, bro. Like, not just and not really caring about women like that. Not really, just dogging them basically, because that was the norm. And on top of that, you get applauded for it. I mean, you get clout.
The clout. The clout. Yeah.
All right, you know, I'm in the Lil Dale got all them little hoes. Like that's how they talking to you. You know, you got know, and Keith being my older brother, of course. He don't know no better at the time, so he's just you know wilding, and he want me to wild out because he was wilding out. So he like,
I'm trying to get you to experience what I'm
experiencing. Yeah, he like, man, shit, go get down on so and so. So it's a thing of even with me not necessarily looking for that, it's like it found me. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't looking for that stuff.
Trouble will come under the table and look for you, dog. You ain't got to go find trouble.
For sure. I mean, in school I was always smart kid, getting good grades, all that stuff. But man, when it came to certain things, bro, like once it finds you, like you said, once it finds you, it finds you. And that was the thing that found me was lust. Like it got me early, bro. Like
early.
And once you get older, like girls will be, I mean, even to this day on the college campus, women dead ass, they be disgusted, like, like that dude, he got a reputation, he just sleep with everybody. I'm like, man, look, I'm not on that now, but nigga, I could be on the same stuff considering what I went through. Bro, probably got a similar story. Like, that's how I think.
Yeah,
I'm not going.
Everything got a story.
It's a reason. It's a reason why everyone is a certain way. That girl that you call a hoe, or that dude you call a hoe, or a thought, or just nasty, bro. It's a reason he like that. Nobody sits down and be like, "Hey, man, what happened to you, bro?"
Exactly. But you know what the problem is? It's like the reason we can't, because we said earlier that. Okay, y'all was like, I didn't know it was sexual trauma.
You didn't?
I knew in the moment. I knew in the moment it was wrong because it's a dude. But let me had it been a girl.
Had it been a girl, you would have been cool. You would have been cool.
Yeah, because so after that, now I left this out. After that experience, now you playing house and all these type of things. You know what I'm saying? With whoever you over the house with. I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about y'all. Whoever y'all over the house with, you playing house. So I want to be the daddy. So whoever the mama is, it's like, yeah, let's go make kids. So all these type of things happen because of what I was exposed to.
Right.
So what I'm getting at is because everybody has this in darkness complex internally that everything like cut the lights off, man. No, don't turn the light on. Don't turn the light on, nigga. No. Let's just cut the lights off. You don't know stuff is wrong until the lights come on. You see what I'm saying? So we had somebody to say, hey, man, what y'all doing? If you had that enough in our community or abroad, a lot of this stuff will be nipped in the bud early.
Because it don't. And that's not the conversation. The conversation we get is basically, hey, you gonna do it. Like they not even. It's not even like we don't even try to fight sex in our community. It's like, nigga, it's gonna happen.
You about to happen.
It's gonna happen. Here's some rubbers. Don't give me no damn grandbabies. Wrap it up. There's a lot of stuff out here, and that's it. Now, on the flip side of that, the same people who giving us the Bible, giving us Jesus, making us go to church, it's not telling us, hey, we tell our girls, they're worthy, that they probably, they should just get it to anybody. You're not telling, we're not telling our boys, hey, bro, your penis, bro, that's don't just get it up. Hold on to that. That's sacred. Yeah. That's a rich, that's a godly ritual act between you and a woman. Protect that.
Nobody telling us about soul ties.
Nobody telling us about soul ties. Nobody telling us that nobody telling us none of this stuff. We just grow up in this worldly secular view of, man, look, kids being kids, boys being boys, and we wilding now, we doing all this stuff, and we just gonna get our shit together all of a sudden when we older one day. No, bro, that's not how it works. Luckily for me and Keith, we turned out all right. You know what I'm saying? We turned, thank God, because it could have, man, it could have. That's how I know. That's why I believe in God. Like, man, I could have been fucked up out here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's a thing of. Everybody don't have that privilege, though. Everybody don't have that understanding of certain things and weeding through it. So it's like when you grow up believing, oh, this okay, this cool, and this is how it's supposed to be. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you go down this out of control like spiral, a pattern, and that dudes deal. Why you think you got dudes that's 30 can't settle down, dogging women still? They ain't dealt with shit from when they was 5. Exactly. I mean, it's not hard. It's simple stuff, bro. Like it's reasons. that dude is just wilding out. Because one thing I know for sure, me from my personal experiences, and I done been with, I done did my thing in my lifetime. I'm not gonna get too in detail with it. Keith, you done did your thing, I'm sure.
I definitely did, man.
But at the end of the day, Jeremy, you 32, so I know you didn't. So it's a thing of, look, we done did our thing, but we also understand at the end of the day, it's only one woman for you, to settle down with. For sure. That's all. That one woman can satisfy you. But when you still got that, you only a man out of, who's released that psychological trauma and that early exposure can actually admit that.
Real talk.
And when you don't even know it's trauma, like you said, like it takes time, bro. Because right after that, kind of bringing it back to what we was talking about, as far as how did it affect me. So after that experience with that girl, man, like, I went on to explore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to figure out more, because this feeling that I felt, it was real. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was, but it was real. So now I'm looking for stuff. I'm looking for stuff. Trying to search, like, okay, so what was she doing that was so good to me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Looking at, that's when the internet was, coming around, looking at porn and getting, okay, so now I'm understanding what she was doing, like, all right, so now I want to experience it. This is around, 9, 10. So now I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to feel it now. I've seen it, but now I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So going on, moving on, I lost my virginity when I was 14. Like, my innocence. And nobody told me that. Nobody told me I lost my innocence, bro. Like,
that's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is, bro. Once you, nigga, once that's gone, it's a wrap. Like, you literally just, bro, once you lose your virginity, I'm not gonna say what age I lost mine, but once you lose that, boy, it's a
17
thing.
For me. You gotta do it now.
Man, look.
Nah, you ain't gotta do it. You ain't gotta do it.
I ain't ready to drop that. I ain't ready to drop that heat. Y'all gotta. If y'all want to know, you pull me to the side off air.
It's all good. It's all good.
Once that happens, though, you just looking for the next giant to get off with. That's it.
See, that was my whole thing.
That's it.
But listen, I said 17, y'all. This happened to me at 7. I had a 10-year span of, masturbation and finding. I'm like, no, I don't want that. That ain't what happened. I saw this. You know what I'm saying? Right. So my hunt is different. My hunt is like, but me not having a big brother, me being the only child and at the time and having a younger brother, we too far apart.
Right.
So I really was in my space. He really was in his space. So I can't tell him. I don't want to infiltrate, his brain with stuff, because if I say my first experience, I got to bring up, new stuff.
Yeah.
So it's more just curiosity. So my thing is, I come off as the funny, Jeremy cool, whatever. In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to be cool. I don't want to be like a brother. Can we do this? You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So it's kind of like I took whatever. Right. Yeah. So it makes all your relationships. And God forbid, I regret it thinking about it, but it had to happen for me to have the story that I got right now, who I am right now. But it makes all your relationships superficial. They're not really real. You're trying to get in her drawers.
That's it, bro. Like,
so when it happened, it was like fireworks and waterfalls and volcanoes erupting. Like, yes, on to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
No, bro, I kid you not. That's all it becomes. It becomes thinking, okay, this has happened to me. I'm attracted to these girls. I'm trying to hit them. Once I hit them, I'm trying to hit some more. Once I hit some more, I gotta get some more. Like, it was literally a thing of, nigga, I'm trying to hit as many joints as I can before.
Because you learn new stuff each time you try.
Bro,
it's like you trying, bro.
It's
really it's really
like
a thing.
The enemy knows how to try to take us out, especially as a black man, because we are chosen. We're kings. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like, we have a mission. We have a mission on this earth. So if you get us wrapped up in, sex and objectifying basically our Eve,
queens,
you know what I'm saying? Our Eve, our queen, our helpmate, to get this thing popping, we lost. We like the people in the wilderness, bro. We just lost. We don't even understand what's going on. We just lost.
Exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying? So he get to us early, man. Get to us early to take us out.
For sure. Of course, but we get, man, I don't care, bro. Black men, we get, as far as when it comes to black women too, they go through a lot. Not saying they don't. It's just with black men, the black community in general. I mean, to get to any people, to control any group of people, if you can take care of the men, they're gonna be in disarray. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just so that's always been a thing of, you know, understanding. Like, bro, it's a reason why when we get exposed to this stuff, and it's reasons why nothing happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much trauma, like you said.
Yeah.
Most dudes wouldn't have bounced back the way we did from what we faced. I know I got homies right now. Can't treat a girl right, can't settle down, don't want to settle down, you know what I'm saying? They just racket, just getting their body count up just because they 9 times out of 10 was exposed to something early and can't release it. You know what I'm saying? Because once you, like you said, it's like a drug, bro. Once you,
hey, something just came to my mind. I just want to commend you, Emmett, because you know you being a youngin and having the heart and the mind that you have to just speak about real stuff and pulling us together to do this, because the reason they can't do what they probably have a heart's desire to do is because they never heard anybody doing what we're doing now.
Oh, for sure.
I promise you, man. You know, so I commend you for what you're doing, man. Like,
I appreciate it, bro.
Man, because it's real, man. Like you don't see this, you don't hear this.
Yeah,
and
bro.
if those people hadn't heard people talking about, like, because what's the thing? Representation.
Mm-hmm.
Representation is key, dog. If you see, man. If you see it, now it puts that mindset in you to be like, dang, I was messed up when I was little. My innocence was taken.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that representation thing, because growing up, bro, what do we see? You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, now I'll be honest with you. Me and Keith, thank God, we had the best father I could ask for. Strong black man. God, I mean,
sometimes wish he was mine too.
But I already know. I mean, realest dude I've ever met. You know what I'm saying? Above the equator, my dad. Yeah, but exactly. At the end of the day, shit, my dad didn't have no sexual talks growing up. It wasn't shit. He was wild. And you know what I'm saying? Now that we got old enough to kind of talk about it, hell, he got exposed. It's a cycle. It's happened. So it's a thing of, hell, we don't really know how to combat it or deal with it. So of course, he was there for us. He did everything he could, supported us, talked to us about anything. When it came to the sex thing, it wasn't really much of a conversation until we got much older. Whole time your parents don't know shit. This nigga got exposed to this shit at 6, 7, 8. They not thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing there. But as far as representation, like you said, bro, in the communities, in the world, bro, we celebrate treating our women like shit. We commend that. Women celebrate being thoughts. It's cool. Like, bro,
they just like, oh, my nigga ain't shit. So
it's like, it's so trash,
one day
bro.
He gonna turn around. One day he gonna
turn around.
One day it will change.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's so trash. Like growing up, Fancy, your favorite athlete, shit, he probably had a sex scandal, you know. And the thing is, the dudes and all the girls like growing up was the ones who we know for a fact was objecting women. They rap about it, they sing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're bombarded with dogging, cheating, making mistakes, messing up, sex. I mean, we bombarded with this stuff. So when you have, that's what you getting in the media. That's what you filling your brain up when you get cut on 106 at Park, or when you watching, videos, doing whatever. And then you turn around in your community and you actually getting felt on by girls older than you. And you lose your virginity to a girl older than you. Nigga, it's going to get out of hand. So it's a lot of things that play here, you know what I'm saying, that contributes to this problem. So I guess my next question would be, fellas, how do we even start to even combat the issue? How do you, bro, like this, because this one, bro, we know this heavy, bro. When it comes to, because we always hear women discuss sexual assault, their trauma thing, bro. Black men don't say nothing. I know plenty, bro. I can just name plenty of my homies growing up who we either, molested, felt on, had sex before the age of, 14 or 30. Like, I mean, it's, matter of fact, people, when y'all get done watching or listening to this podcast, just start to ask some of your homies, you know, around what age they got exposed to sex or physicality with a woman or, you know, something like that. Anything. Just ask those. Just start having those kind of questions, bro. You would be shocked at the responses you would get. For sure.
And I really believe the way we kind of combat this is what we're kind of doing. I mean, it's like you gotta talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's a lot of like
it's uncomfortable, man, but you gotta talk.
You gotta talk. Yeah. Bro. I mean, I believe in your last podcast you was talking about the code words. You know, they had a lot of things for adults, like you said. But we you know, our parents had a lot of security as far as it comes to adults trying.
And that's you're right. And that's another thing. Nigga, mama had the codes. She did what, you know, for me, she did the codes, the siege and all that shit. But guess what? Mm-hmm. When it's a girl that I think fine and she feeling on me, ain't no seizure. Hell no. Your mama like, mama, she gonna call my ass off this podcast. But anyway, but see, ain't no seizure. You know what I'm saying? When it's a girl you attracted to, or you trying to be cool, you trying to get your first, you know, feel or whatever, man, seizure. Ain't no code word. How was Emmett, how was swimming? Oh, it was great, you know. It was cool. It was like, you know, I was cool. It was nothing, you know.
Practice.
Practice was great. You know what I'm saying? That's just when it comes, and that's the thing. When it comes to, that's why the conversations when it comes to sex, they actually need to happen.
Man, don't leave that out. It's happening in school too, man.
Bro, nigga. Okay, so check this out. Like I went. You know, y'all know this. A lot of folks might not. You know, I'm from the M, live southeast Memphis, you know, Wooddale area, right off Knight Arnold. But ended up going to Hardin Academy, which was a whole 360 from anything I've ever been around, because I had to adapt, had to, you know, talk different, you know, had to get my corporate America voice on, had to act a certain way. Whole time, it's not really me, you know what I'm saying? I was just, you know, y'all know what I was doing, finessing. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, even in a so-called Christian school, bro, like, folks wilding, like, you know, you man, sex, like, but no, I ain't gonna say all that. I ain't gonna say all that. But it just know folks is wilding, bro. You know, it was really it's not a thing of
the Christian tag it hides. It's like the blanket.
Exactly.
You don't have to go up under it because it's Christian.
And that's the thing. They don't really, you know what I'm saying. What I noticed with them, they don't even necessarily in those kind of environments. Christian schools, things of that nature, they don't really deal with the issue. They just, you know, kick you out or get rid of you by, you know, like had we got caught, for instance, had I got caught in school, you know, having sex, or if I got caught, you know, they found I got a girl pregnant, they'd just expel me. Now what the fuck does that do for me? Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna go right back to Southeast Memphis, and I'm just, you know, y'all quote unquote Christian, you know, what does that do? You know, not it don't do nothing. It's really counterproductive because now I'm really finna wild out. So, but it's a thing of, I would say with the conversations, I feel like, especially in the black community, we need to kind of start to talk to our kids, like, and give them the real. Yeah. Like, quit this, you know.
Don't
sugarcoat it. Don't try to think, you know, because this thing, if you don't talk to your kids about it, somebody else will.
Yeah.
So the conversations need to start happening to the point where, hey, they understand, bro. If you don't deal with it early, or you don't, you know, we don't talk about this, and you don't understand the good and the bad that comes with this stuff, you gonna get yourself in a maze. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It gotta come. You know, the fact that, you know, I'm a husband with a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, and I look at my daughter, and I think about, you know, what the things that could be, the things that I've been around, the things that I've seen, the things I've been a part of, the vocabulary I used. Not outwardly, though. That's what's crazy. Just because you don't say it out loud don't mean you still not thinking it.
Exactly.
Just seeing a woman the way she is and things like that. So I see my daughter, and I look at it now, and it's like you was going back to your dad. It's like a lot of times sex is so uncomfortable to talk about, but at the same time, the whole world doing it.
Exactly.
So my problem is like, man, let's just talk. Churches, family, let's just talk. Because if we talk, now dad won't just come and check on you every 3 minutes, he'll tell you why he's checking on you every 3 minutes.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the key is the parenting, man, to be like, look, I don't want you to go, because I'm gonna be honest with you, like the only houses that I know that I feel like my mom, she did do this right. Shout out to her. And y'all know the backstory to her. That, you know what I'm saying? I still care for my mom. Like, we didn't go over nobody's house but y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a good thing.
And that's another thing. Yeah. And that's another thing. A lot of folks don't let you go over nobody's house but the folks in your neighborhood, in your community, and family. But a lot of times, family is where the bull happen. You know what I'm saying? Because Now, granted, I know nothing happened over our house. You know, because our house was, our house was, that was what you going to call it? It was safe over there. That was safe.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. People don't go. The parents don't go all the way.
Exactly.
They just assume. This person cool. So I'm just I trust him.
And exactly the whole time, you don't know, this is the thing, you don't know what other kids they letting come over there. You don't know who, you know what I'm saying? That's when it gets tricky, because a lot of times it wasn't the folks in our family per se, or I know for me, it might not necessarily be them that get to you. It be the folks that's coming to hang with them, that's around them, you know what I'm saying? And that'd be the thing that you get exposed to.
Yeah, so the way to combat it is like Keith said, talking about it, parents, talking about it, holding each other accountable, asking questions, like, digging it, like paying attention to the body language of your kids. Like if they kind of standoffish and don't really want to elaborate on what happened, don't just let that go. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much stuff happening. Yeah, you got to get in there. I mean, don't press. But press. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. Kid come in from next door, was playing in the swimming pool. I'm gonna use swimming pool, and then they come back to the house, and so how was swimming? It was cool. And you trying to dig into, you can tell they kind of don't want to talk about it. Well, when y'all eating or you stepping into their world and say, hey, I know don't play the video game with you, but what you playing? You bring that jump back up until you complete the mission. Because one thing about people, when your mind and your heart connect, nothing will stop you. So don't just be lazy. See, in the black community, bro, we lazy.
Bro.
We lazy, so bro. Lazy. We just we lazy. So it's so much stuff that's happening. Yeah, I don't want to deal with nothing.
Because it's work. That's one more thing you got to deal with to talk about.
No, man, this stuff important, man.
It's key.
You're talking about, like we said again, 6 and 7 years old. In my brain, and I don't know if y'all agree with this. Okay, from 6 to about 10, you really are adapting and accepting everything that your mom and dad has gave you. Basically. From 11 to 18. You picking up your own. So when you hit 18, now you testing everything out when you get 18.
Right.
So if you have some broken stuff or some traumatic stuff to happen, when you 18 on to where I'm at now, man, you in a whirlwind if stuff ain't fixed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you have to, these early years are key.
Yeah, because No, keep going. I mean, okay, so basically that's why Frederick Douglass said it best. It's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. That's real.
I ain't never heard that before. I didn't know who said it, but I heard the ending part. But that's real.
And the same reason the Bible says you raise up a child, in which is right, and they won't depart from it in all their years. Yeah. So if you handle that stuff on the front end, on the back end, they're gonna be straight. And that's another thing. We for the most part we were raised right. That's why we could deal with this exposure. Now let's talk about the folks who don't got no structure, don't got no Christ centered, none of that, no spirituality, no understanding of none of this, and they just get exposed to this stuff. What happens? What happens? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no combating it. It's just you basically in that cycle. You in that whirlwind of I'm objecting, as a man, I'm finna mess with all these bras, I'm gonna have some kids, I'm finna, and then you a kid yourself, so how the hell you gonna raise one? So what you do, you just don't be there. It's just a cycle, bro. All this stuff, man, it's really connected. But this is definitely a big thing as far as I feel like if black men did this more often, like just talk about talk about it. Like it happened, you know what I'm saying? You cool, not just discuss what's going on, what happened to you with anything, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what we struggle with the most, I think, as black men. Because, which I'm gonna be honest with you, other black men are a big part of it. We don't make it comfortable for your nigga to tell you, you know, how he feeling. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, a lot of times, it's like, shit. If I know back then, you know, growing up, because, you know, Keith and, you know, my other cousins and whoever else in the hood didn't know no better. If they was like, hey, Dale, you know, Emmett, go get down on that girl over there. I'm like, bro, I ain't really trying to do that. Well, now I'm at the sense of ridicule. Oh, man, you gay, nigga, my nigga ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? For real, but that's how it is. So it's like, we gotta
public shame will straighten you up in a heartbeat. I don't care if you're going wrong.
No matter what it is. No matter what it is.
Public shame will get you taken care of.
So we need to have it more so where, you know, we're not ridiculing, that it's open, that we're welcoming these kind of conversations, because right now they're not welcome. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of folks that probably clicked on the podcast right now. It's like, oh, they went here with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a conversation that's had too often, especially amongst black men, bro. Black men not finna talk about their sexual trauma. They're not finna even call it sexual trauma. Nigga, it happened.
We don't even know
it's not sexual trauma, bro. That's just what I was on. It's trauma, bro. When you a kid, you supposed to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be on some kid, nigga. You supposed to be playing with toys, playing football, but when you get exposed to that stuff early, bro, you're no longer just thinking about kids. You're not thinking about kids stuff. You're trying to be grown. You're trying to be grown. So that's the thing. We just need to start having these conversations more and actually welcoming them. And it's just like, how do we get regular niggas to kind of have that conversation? You know, of, hey, bro, you know, what happened? You know, get to the root of some of this stuff, because a lot of folks just not gonna, you know, I don't know. It's not the norm. So it's like we're really trying to deprogram our brains and our psyche, but it's easier said than done to me.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
Like you said, like people gotta stop feeling. Well, I guess it's more about not judging. We can't judge each other. Like, if you want to hear someone's truth, like, that's the fear that everybody have. Oh, if I tell them this about me, they gonna think this. Mm-hmm. Like, if I tell another guy that another guy,
he gonna think I'm gay.
Like, you know, that's what we gotta attack, and that's what we gotta defeat. Right? We gotta be able to be open with each other and honest with each other.
Yeah, see, what helped me from the standpoint of, like, I kind of got to make my disclaimers when I started to tell my story. But what gave me the courage to tell my story was a God consciousness, was God visiting me in my brain. And I know he didn't give me no audible voice or whatever, just that God consciousness of just, all right, I am aware of God things. So if God is real, my journey, which is still a journey of uncovering truth, it gives you confidence to be like, okay, I'm rocking with the creator of the world. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no, I don't understand why he let this happen. I'm getting to understand that. But at the same time, I'm rocking with the creator of the world. So why should I fear a man? You see what I'm saying? Why should I fear what should happen to me? So what happens is you get the confidence to say, hey, this been festering within me for a long time. Like, I gotta speak. I can't hold this no more, because what I believe, my perspective in the God space is, he gives you the strength to come out of darkness to light. Mm-hmm. So everything that you own is light.
For sure.
It don't happen right away. You eventually start. It's kind of like your room been dirty and messy, but you want to keep the light off so nobody will see it. So when your mom and dad or whomever come in and flip the light on, you might not be able to clean that room up all at once, but you got to start addressing your drawers upside down on the end of the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like a spilled cup of Kool-Aid in the corner, some chicken under the TV. Like, you got to clean that up. So for me, being being a little bit older than everybody on the podcast, it's like I'm cleaning stuff up by following the light. So it's giving me courage to speak. So when I'm speaking to other dudes and stuff, sometimes it does, like, man, you know, he gonna think I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. Like, I got a wife. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if she was not here, God forbid, things will be bad. But he had me in this spot for a reason, to be able to speak into a dynamic that nobody else can speak into. You know what I'm saying? Because the homosexual bug is very, very heavy in the black community. Because like a lot of dudes may have had more things happen to them more than me. I wasn't penetrated, thank God, because I would be really screwed up even more if that happened to me. But you know what I'm saying? So we, like you said earlier, everybody got a story, bro. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to gain courage to talk. That's why people not talking, because they're not courageous enough.
There's no courage. And we also got to stop dumbing down, which I said last episode, but just to, you know, can't say it enough. For instance, how you said, you know, I wasn't, how you just said, Jeremy, you wasn't, you know, penetrated or anything, but, you know, it's guys out here who have. Now, this is the thing. Yeah. We can't dumb down your pain. That's your story. That's your truth. That's what happened to you.
Yeah, that's real.
It shaped you. You're like, man, why did this dude feel on, you know, which, as you said, it feel on my cakes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That bothered you. So it's like, hey, hell no, that ain't it, bro. But, you know, it messed you up. So with me, it's the thing of it's dudes, I'm sure, who probably have been molested by me. It's like, I mean, shit, he complained about a girl, you know, coming up on, which it's not this thing. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, but what I'm saying is this was wrong, and I didn't know it was wrong.
It now.
I'm realizing now. Okay, maybe if that never happened,
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe I would have treated. You know, there's plenty of women to this day who, you know, seeing me now, what I'm on, how I'm talking out, you know, they probably like, what the hell he got going? Because they remember what I was prior. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I wouldn't have objectified so many women or been on what I was on if I just knew better. But because they say you a product of your environment, bro. If your environment on, hey, bro, this is what we doing, nigga. Everybody, I mean, I'm talking about everything. So it ain't one good. Man, I didn't hear one dude talking about some, bro, I'm chilling.
I'm waiting to marriage.
I didn't hear that until I didn't hear that until I went. I didn't hear that, bro. I didn't hear that. I did not hear that kind of talk amongst niggas. I did not hear that kind of talk until.
I never heard it, Dale. I'm 32, bro.
No, I know, but you gotta understand. I didn't hear that talk until I went to the school I went to. Yeah. And when I first heard it, I was like, bro, y'all weird as fuck. Like, that was my thought process. Like, bro, I kid you not, my best friend to this day, bro. I kid you not. When we first got cool, met him in middle school. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Met him in middle school, bro. And he, like I said, it was a girl that he really thought was attractive. Thought she was fine. I'm like, bro, she fine. He was like, bro, she fine as hell, bro. I was like, shit, yeah, I bet you ain't gonna hit though, nigga. He looked at me like I was crazy, bro. He was like, really, bro? I ain't doing this stuff, bro. Wait till I get married. Bro, it's the first time I ever heard that. I was about 13 when I ever heard that said. Amongst my peers. So I'm like, marriage? Like, really, dude? You know, like, you know, that's why I was coming, because that's how we would have dealt with that where I was from. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, nigga, I'm not trying to, you lame, man. Oh, lame, man. Ugly, fat pants. So, you know, you just get that's what started up right there. Just because, for real, no, I'm being honest. That was a psyche. Yeah. Like, you know, in Keys, I know you didn't hear that going to, you know, Overton and whatnot. I know you didn't hear that. So,
I didn't hear that at all.
So it's like, I didn't get that until I was force-fed the Christian environment, so to speak. And then, I ain't gonna lie, them same dudes who were saying that, shit, they got with the program eventually.
Wait, correction. I did hear that from one girl.
Okay.
But she was doing everything else but sex.
Once again. Okay, no, that's a whole nother story. But once again,
I know.
Keyword, girl.
Yeah, girl.
You don't hear too many black dudes, and this is the thing. You got a lot of black dudes who, you know, no offense to anyone who grew up, you know, privileged or, you know, had a lot that they weren't in the city, in the communities, neighborhood, hood, whatever. Anybody who wasn't in that, this not your part of the show, because, you know, a lot of times you know you can't relate to going outside, and you know a lot of y'all didn't go outside, so it's a thing of when Jeremy got me laughing like that, but
what I do?
It's just the way you just don't worry about it. So anyway, it's a thing of don't take offense, but when you're exposed to so much, you know, in your hood and shit, it become your reality, and you really, you know, that's just your worldly view. Like, you don't care no more. You know what I'm saying? And once I got around people who were, I guess I'll say, not exposed, sheltered. That's the word I was looking for. Sheltered. Yeah. People who were sheltered, it was like, bro, y'all ugly as fuck, bro. Like, you know, like, that was just a thought process.
I went to a school in my hood, so I had very few sheltered people.
Yeah, that's the thing. I went to that same school, then I transferred to the other one. Then I ended up going. Like, it was you know. So I'm saying,
big difference.
Yeah, so it's the thing of we're constantly as black men, bro. Only time we probably have a sense of, you know, right and wrong when it comes to sex is if you sheltered. Mm-hmm. It's hard to be sheltered when you live in a certain. No matter what the fuck your mama tell you, bro. When you go outside, you know, you get off the porch. You know, it is what it is. You know, for real. It don't matter.
Come in, have your day. How was y'all? Y'all had a good time, yo.
Yeah, like bro. Once you whatever you exposed to, that's your reality. So the only time we actually even hear black men actually, you know, be kind of, you know, I'm waiting until I get married and all that stuff is when they've been sheltered. And those same dudes grow older. And they get the wilding. You know what I'm saying?
Because they friends.
Because they friends with dudes like us. Exactly. You know. So now they in college, you know, got the Bible verse in their bio, talking about preaching, and you know, they slept with half the campus. But you know, that's just how it go. That's how it go.
Yeah, it's definitely a cycle.
So we've been rolling hour, 1 minute, you know, we really been rolling. But so anything else y'all want to keep, you know, touching on or kind of, you know, last final thoughts or anything you want to add, anything you want to put else, you know, a point we missed or something you want to retouch, anything, you know, let's go on, throw it out there while we hit that hour mark.
Yeah, well, I kind of want to throw out the fact that, like you said, there's a lot of women that talk about, you know, their exposure and, you know, how man it is or whatever. But I want everyone to know, like, women are not the only victims of this.
Period, bro.
Like,
that's real.
Men are too.
We're not.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We're just not talking about
it. Possibly, not to offend, maybe even more so.
Maybe even more
possibly so. Even if men actually talked about it, bro, you would be surprised at how, if you really like, damn, that was really sexual trauma. You know, that was really, you know, that was this. But we don't be knowing no better. We think it's, you know, cool.
We think we just getting some.
I'm getting some. I'm turned. I'm live. Yeah.
We think this is
the norm.
Life.
It's okay. So yeah, definitely don't think that this is not prevalent amongst men, because this thing, you have 3 different black men right now talking who, for one, with Jeremy, damn for sure didn't know this even happened to him until recently. Like maybe like shit.
I'd say probably about 19, 219, probably about 2012. It really started kind of hitting me, like all the heaviness. Because I look at life like an ocean. Like your life is an ocean, and it's like all the stuff that's heavy got like chains and weight on it that's floating down to the bottom. So when you get a God consciousness, it's like that, you know, chains are gone, I've been set free, however the lyric go. It's like the chains of all the heaviness that went to the bottom of the ocean of your life is now floating to the top. So now you swimming in this pool or this water or this ocean, and all this shit hitting you, and you got to address it. You got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest 2 things for me, dang, I'm glad you said final points. The biggest 2 things for me was fatherlessness and this issue, because this issue shaped sex for me. You know what I'm saying? So having no father there, again, no representation, nobody checking on me, nobody, you know, those things of nature. Now I'm literally relying on society, culture to shape me. So me being an emotional, you know, vulnerable guy or whatever, what's crazy is, like, without my manly masculinity, I probably could have came off as a gay dude, because I cried in a minute. I'm emotional, like I'm on it, but I'm a strong dude. Right. I'm a man because I'm on it. So what I'm saying is, like, I look to Tyrese, I look to R. Kelly, I look to, you know, dudes to like lead me. It was certain things that I'm like, okay, I can't do that. Oh, okay, I can do that. So fatherlessness, like parenting, not being in your corner, being 100 with you, like that shit is key. Like, quit hiding, tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's key, bro. Like, talk, please talk, because like y'all said, I saw this on BET a long time ago. Lil Wayne was talking to Monique when she had her show, and she asked him, Wayne, you let Reginae listen to your music and you tell about this? And he was like, I'd rather hear it from me than them. That shit powerful, bro. Like,
that's real.
Just be 100.
That's real. You know because the thing of, man, like you said, if you don't handle it, like those conversations in your house, bro, when he go outside or when he go to school, bro, it's gonna get talked about. So you might as well have those conversations because you don't want the worldly view to shape your son's view on sex, because the worldly view is, bro, do what you want to do. These women ain't these. This was literally
bodies are objects.
Here you go. Basically. Get your body count up. These women, bro, don't trust them. You can't trust them. Fuck them. They ain't shit. You know, because we all been hurt at least once, no matter what age. It's just we all had a breakup or something. You know, so don't trust them. Don't treat them right. You know, we're literally programmed to dog and just mistreat our women from an early age.
Women and use ourselves up. So when our body count's so high, even when you do get into
the right one,
wanting to settle down, now you feeling like she's not gonna want me. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So let me keep doing this.
Well, you feel like she's not enough because you've had all these experiences.
Exactly, and that's nothing. And that's the danger, fellas. When you know, to my homies, my guys, when you out here, brother, you just wilding, messing with different women, bro. At some point, you gonna want to settle down. You gonna want to have a wife, and no matter what you think or what you thought it was, bro, you ain't doing nothing but making it harder on that woman.
Man.
It's going to be so hard for the woman you love to even please you sexually because you got all these conquests, all these, like, soul ties are real, flashbacks are real. You're going to have all these thoughts in your head. And
like, what's the name? You should do this.
You know, right. And your woman going to be sitting there like, you know, bro, what, you know, and that's just.
What we doing?
Exactly.
I can't live up to that.
Exactly. Because that's another thing, bro. We grow up watching porn and all this stuff so early that it's fake. It's not real. Like, who we ain't having sex for no 2-3 hour, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That shit cropped and edited. Can't nobody do that. Hey, look.
That's about 3-4 takes.
As a kid growing up, I was, I'm competitive. We used to hoop and stuff. I'm trying to figure out how can I get to this. I'm up here pissed.
Hey, man, like, on me, like shit. I'm
trying to last long, nigga. Ever last.
On me. I'm trying to have an abundance out here, and that's just you grow up having this thought process and this false sense of what it's supposed to be and what it is that you get lost in what we really here for and what our women are here for us and what we here for them to do. So. I appreciate the final points. I guess my thing to tie everything together is just give a quick recap. So, once again, you had 3 black men just chiming in, all family members, just coincidentally, it just this randomly happened. It wasn't even like I said, this is raw, unedited, uncut. Like this is just conversation.
As I can see.
Yeah. So 3 men who all come from, same city, but different age groups, but have a similar story in a sense to how we got exposed to sex and kind of how that affected us. You know what I'm saying? With my brother, him being the firstborn, parents. And this thing, your parents, bro, they not going to, they're everybody.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Bro, you already know that, bro. Hey, shout out to all the firstborns out there. You guys are the test dummies. I'm with you. We are the test dummies.
And well, this is the thing though. Most parents, bro, people aren't perfect. Nobody perfect. I'm imperfect. He imperfect. Our parents imperfect. So they're not gonna have this parenting thing figured out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of times they make mistakes, but they try to correct those mistakes with me. However, at the same time, if my brother
he was not corrected.
And
I'm about to incorrect all that shit.
Yeah, so he like shit. He like, hey, bro, you need to get out here. You can talk about, because when I go to talk about girls, why talk to my dad when I got a dude that's right here that we in the same room? Why go to my dad about girls and I go to him because I go outside, shit, he got them all. Yeah, my dad, he just got one. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna go to him. So. It's a thing of just.
Hey man,
it's a thing of
quality over quantity.
Yeah,
I didn't tell you that earlier.
Man, I wasn't trying to hear that.
Yeah, we wasn't trying to hear none of that. So it's a thing of just understand that, like, bro, parents and different things shape all of this stuff. So have these conversations. Start talking to your homies, your homeboys, your friends, your boyfriend. Have these conversations with black men about their trauma, about their exposure to sex, porn, all that stuff. If you got to the root of these things, we could really start to heal each other. Because I feel like we can't go nowhere as people until we heal. You know what I'm saying? And because we all have women we've done dirty or objectified or whatever, and they've probably in turn hurt other men. It's a cycle, you know what I'm saying? And because of that, we at this point now in 2019 where both sides are just pointing fingers.
Well,
like men ain't shit, women ain't shit. Fuck you, fuck. And it's just you know what I'm saying. So I feel like we get to the root of everything, we can really help weed out a lot of these problems. So, you know, I appreciate y'all, man. Like it was nice little conversation. Once again, Jeremy, shout out to you for sharing that story. Keith, shout out to you as well. Even though, you know, we left a lot of shit off air. What we left shit off air. But real talk.
I had to talk that in person.
Yeah, real talk. I hope y'all kind of enjoyed the conversation. You know, this is just something that we kind of felt like needed to happen. So y'all could just see it. You know, 3 black men having this type of conversation because it don't happen. Like I don't ever hear black men talk about their sexual past or exposure. Unless they bragging. This ain't no bragging. This is us telling you, bro, this was wrong. This is why this is bad. Like, you know, and we making jokes, we making light out of it because that's what it is.
Heavy.
It's heavy. You gotta make it light. You know what I'm saying? But this is some heavy stuff, bro. Like once again, think about it. 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
And from that point on, you just trying to think about how you can get in somebody's daughter draws. You ain't thinking about toys. I ain't trying to play with Triple H. I'm trying to play with some. You know, I'm just saying. So that's just what's going on. So.
Hey, to the listeners, man. This is the second installment of ET's Perspective. He ain't give me no money for this. This is my cousin. This is my blood. But please support this young cat, because this dude is a walking dinosaur. Hey, he is a walking dinosaur. Repeat, a walking dinosaur. This beast, what is it, Tyrannosaurus Rex, whatever. This man right here is an anomaly, guys. Support this cat, man. Subscribe to his channel, wherever he put. Hey, if he got the podcast playing in his phone, take his phone from him and like it for him. Like support this dude, man. For real.
I appreciate
this is groundbreaking, man. This is groundbreaking, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. And you know, we gonna keep it going. You know what I'm saying? It's just these are the kind of conversations that I feel like need to be had, and I'm gonna keep coming with more content, heavier stuff. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like he said, the second episode of ET Perspective. I'm Emmett Thomas, my brother Keith Thomas. Jeremy Thomas on the phone. Appreciate all y'all time. We gonna go ahead and sign off. I wish I had my little outro music, but I don't. I have it next week, you know. So it's been real, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, all that good stuff. Y'all have a good one.